James here, Rise Again Fitness, and today I'm answering one of my subscribers' questions about how can you drink alcohol and still lose weight? And can you drink alcohol and still lose weight? And maybe should you drink alcohol when you're trying to lose weight? Let me show you my sign. Can I drink alcohol and still lose weight? Yes and no. Alcohol is delicious. Alcohol can help you relieve stress. Alcohol can make you feel good, maybe forget some things. Sometimes you come home from a long day's work, or you're going out with the family or the boys, and you want to have a few drinks. You want to let loose. You want to let go of some stress. You want to just be able to forget about all the troubles in your day, your financial woes, your marriage woes, or you just want to go have fun. It's a weekend, it's a bachelor party, you want to drink. So you can do whatever you want with your life. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I can tell you for myself, I haven't had a drop of alcohol since September 2023, September 15th, and it's now July 18th, 2024. I'll be coming up to a year of zero alcohol, and I don't miss it at all. If I have a bottle of rum in my house, I have a case of beer that my dad left here and my father-in-law when they came to visit us in Florida. I'm not even tempted by it. I can tell you this though, before I quit drinking last September, I was tempted by alcohol. I wanted to drink every night, and I would drink almost every night. And my fitness goals did not match my lifestyle, and I did not feel the way I wanted to feel. I didn't want to be dependent on anything anymore. And it was a struggle for a time to have alcohol in the house and not have a drink after work or on the weekend, and sometimes I'd be thinking about it. I'd be like, I can't wait to get home and have a drink when I'm working a 12-hour shift at the hospital, or I'd stop into the liquor store and grab a case of gluten-free beer, or I grab a bottle of rum or a bottle of wine for my wife and I. And it just came to a point where I said, how am I ever going to get in the best shape of my life if I'm going to be drinking alcohol? It's too easy to get the calories in, and it's too enjoyable, to be honest. And if you've ever drank enough, you know that you're going to end up saying things you probably shouldn't have said. You might end up doing things you probably shouldn't have done, and it might lead you down some terrible paths. But we'll talk about that in a minute. The real question is, can you lose weight and still drink alcohol? Well, the obvious answer is yes, you can. You can still drink and lose weight. You have to stay in a caloric deficit, and you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You could eat T-bone steaks and baked potatoes. Are you in a caloric deficit? You could eat 8 bags of candy. Are you still in a caloric deficit? You could drink 3 pints of Pilsner. You could have 10 rum and cokes. Are you in a caloric deficit? That's really what it boils down to. So let's look at a little bit of the chart here. Okay, 5 ounces of wine. Now, this is a huge list, but it averages 105 to 175 calories. If you have 175 calories for one drink, you're in a caloric deficit. Now, if you eat all your meals in a day, like we've been talking about on how to cut weight, and then you have 10 glasses of wine, well, of course, you're no longer in a caloric deficit, and you're probably making some mistakes, okay, over here. All right, what about 1 ounce of liquor or spirits? Just 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce shot of liquor. That could be rum, vodka, whiskey, all sorts of the spirits, gin. You're averaging 60 to 120 calories per shot and a half. 1 bottle of beer. Now, this is IPAs, this is the Belgian beers, this is sake, this is all sorts of things, all right? There's a big gap here. So you have to look at the bottle. You're 120 to 320. Now, if you get a Michelob Ultra or a Corona Light, you're actually only like 85 calories to 90 calories with like 2.5 grams of carbs for the Michelob, 2.6 grams of carb for the Corona Light. So you can go under the 120 if you're getting those real light beers. And obviously you can have a light beer. That's not going to make you gain any weight. And then the average cocktail, we're talking the mixes, the whiskey sours, the martinis, the chocolate martinis, those fancy drinks that your wives like to drink. Well, you're looking at 105 to 340 calories. That would be a chocolate martini right there. And so, if you're just looking at the numbers of alcohol, all right, yes, you can certainly drink and you will be able to lose weight. Maybe you want to chug a beer after a workout just to get the carbs in if you needed that. Some people do that. They'll take a chug of just an IPA of some sort, one with a higher carb content, just to replenish their muscles after a workout. I mean, it's not my style. I'd rather just eat some rice and eat some bread or a pasta or something like that, or some fruit, get the carbs in there, get the energy, the glycogen, rebuild my energy stores, then have my meal at night with the protein, the carbs, the veggies. But, if we're just looking at the numbers, you can drink whatever you want so long as you're in a caloric deficit. Yes. So yes, you can drink alcohol and lose weight. But should you drink alcohol if you're trying to lose weight? If you're addicted to alcohol, you have a belly on you. If you are addicted, especially to beer, you have probably a massive belly on you. And your stamina is probably not very great. And your physique is probably piss poor. And if you're a hardcore alcoholic, your liver is shot. And you're probably in danger of alcoholic liver cirrhosis. And your days on this earth are probably numbered. And if you're drinking excessively, you are at risk of drunk driving, you're at risk of getting in fights, you're in risk of ruining your marriage, your relationships, your friendships. Alcohol addiction is by far, from my experience working as a registered nurse for the last 10 years and being in a family full of alcoholics, alcoholic addiction is one of the worst things that can ever happen to a family. And so if you are predisposed to alcoholism, then you just need to quit. I mean, it's that simple. You need to go to treatment, you need to go to rehab, you need to quit cold turkey if you can. You might need some benzos, however, because if you're drinking enough, you're going to go into withdrawal. Then you're going to have to get admitted to the hospital and get on some diazepam, some Ativan, some phenobarbital, because you could withdraw and seize. And so alcohol is one of these things, guys. There's benzodiazepines and there's alcohol. Well, you can't quit cold turkey if you're a long-term alcoholic and you need help. We all know someone that struggles with alcoholism, and it's such an easy escape to drink, and it feels good, and it helps take away some of the pain that life's caused or bring us a little bit more enjoyment, and there's certainly nothing wrong with moderation. But if you want to be a fit dad, if you want to be a fit man, a strong wife, a strong partner, whoever's watching this, you want to be a leader, then alcohol should have such a very minimal role in your life that it's hard to describe. It shouldn't even cross your mind. You shouldn't really think, I need a drink, because alcohol will kill your motivation. You have 6, 7, 8 drinks one night, you're not going to want to work out the next day. All right, you're going to be feeling it. You want to have 5, 6 highballs, and then what? You're not going to be going to the gym later that day or the next day. You're going to be wanting probably some more to drink. It's so easy to overconsume alcohol. How many times have you been out with the boys, maybe played football, maybe played on a hockey team, a baseball team, and you get drinking and the beers are going down so easy because it's hot, and then maybe you get into some of the highballs after that. Well, before you know it, you're probably at 3,000 calories of alcohol, and you've lost your motivation. The next day you're hungover, you're feeling like crap, and now another day is wasted, all right? And then mistakes, you guys, will be made. If you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee it, you've made mistakes because of the amount of alcohol you've drank in your life. Maybe you hooked up with a big fatty and you regretted it. Maybe you got in a fight and someone got hurt really bad, or you did. Or maybe you said some things you would never say sober, and you have regrets to this day for the things that you've said because of the amount of alcohol you've had. I think we've all been there. I think we've all made those mistakes. And so I want to encourage you, if your desire is to become a leader, to become jacked, to become fit, to become a dad and a husband of honor and integrity, then alcohol needs to be eliminated from your life. And to such an extent that you could have one drink here or there, but you have no desire for it. It has no power in your life. And in fact, it's like, what's the point? Because your goals are so much higher, and you've set for yourself a standard that's going to show your children and your spouse and those people that look up to you that alcohol is not for me, it doesn't benefit me, it doesn't get me anywhere, and I want to be the most jacked, the most ripped, the most fit dad and father and husband that I can possibly be. And I know that alcohol is a vice that's actually going to be a detriment for me becoming the man of my destiny. And so I wanted to show you, yes, you can lose weight, and if you want to keep drinking, if you're in a caloric deficit, but let me tell you, those risks far outweigh the reward. I would see you focus on yourself for 1 year with no alcohol, getting the best six-pack of your life, getting the biggest chest of your life, getting the strongest legs and endurance of your life, and actually taking your before and after picture 1 year apart and just see what kind of savage you can become. You see, I'll share you my before and after. I was 201 pounds in the one picture. I was 185 in the next. I quit drinking. I was about 5 months of no alcohol, working out hard, hired a personal trainer, and went balls to the wall. And I dropped that weight, and I was getting jacked. And I'm continuing to get jacked. And I don't even think about alcohol anymore. And so I want to encourage you guys, you don't need it in your life. It doesn't benefit you. You can get mocktails, you can get the artificial beer, you can get the fake gin or whiskey or rum, you can get fake alcohol, and it all tastes half decent if you feel like you need the taste. But you still got to remember the calories involved. But the alcohol is what will lead you down to the mistakes, all right? So if you got a drink, get the non-alcohol version, and you can still have a drink with your boys and still have the flavor and the taste, but you won't be making the same mistakes. That's my encouragement to you. Get off the sauce and get in the gym. I'm a fit dad, and I want you to be a fit dad. If you need help, reach out to me. I want to be there to coach you, to train you, to help you become the best version of yourself in your life goals, your fitness goals, your marriage goals, your financial goals, and see you elevate beyond the level of your peers. Cheers.